Shalom Yesharala. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to those Akim that's preached the word in all truth and sincerity, along with the Israelite foreigner brothers that like the heathens, but the line of outside goes back to the nation of Israel, which nation of Israel are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the prophecies and curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter and throughout the Bible. So this is Brother Yakal Amon from the branch of Great Millstone LA Cap, back on another video. And today's video will be entitled, You Will Be Taught This Truth. I was going to go on some precepts and Lord willing, you brothers and you sisters out there be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemon Shai. Because in everything in life, that you learn, you were taught by someone, rather, you were taught by your parents, to tie your shoe, how to use the restroom, how to brush your teeth, how to brush your hair, even in school, you had the school teachers, they taught you how to solve math problems and, reading and comprehension skills, so on and so forth. So the same thing applies to this truth, and, I'm not ashamed to admit that I was taught this truth, because you have many Israelites out there that they don't want to admit who they learn from, which I learned from, my apostles, elders of Great Millstone, beginning on with Apostle Tahar, so I just want to go into a lesson in regards to that. And I'm going to start with the book of Acts, chapter 8 and verse 26. And reads, And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Shemon Shai, spake unto Philip, which Philip was one of the 12 disciples, which later became apostles, saying, Arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, an eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge, which charge means command, of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem to worship. And this eunuch of Ethiopia, he was an Israelite. He was not a heathen man. He was an Israelite man. It says, verse 28, was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Isaiah, which is Isaiah the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest? So do you understand what you're reading? It says, and he said, meaning the Ethiopian eunuch, how can I accept some man should guide me? See? So that was the point I wanted to get. You have to be guided in this truth. You have to be taught this knowledge, because being taught is you being guided. It says, and he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. Right. So that was the main point I want to get. And let's just look at that word guide. Just want to see what it says. Guide is from the Greek word hodagio, to be a guide, lead on one's way. To be a guide or a teacher, to give guidance to, right? So the Ethiopian eunuch, which was an Israelite man, he acknowledged that he needed someone to teach him. So the scriptures, validate our point on how you will be taught this truth. Just like we were taught the laws, statutes, commandments, from our apostle, Elder Great Millstone. And even back then in the ancient world, the laws were taught by our people, by Moses, and Aaron, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemo Shai. So and today's day is no different, man. And when you go to the Apocrypha in Sirach chapter 6 and verse 32, it says, "My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught." See? So you will be taught. "And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent." Right? So, we also have to apply what's written, which we understand that the whole Bible is a list of commandments, and precepts. It's not just limited to just, the first 5 books of Moses, but you have wisdom, in the Proverbs and the Psalms, wisdom of Solomon, this book, Sirach, so on and so forth, So, and we have to apply it. And once we apply this truth, then we will be made prudent. And prudent, we need to find our word, Prudent, it says acting with or showing care and thought for the future. Some of the synonyms is wise, well judged, judicious. Yeah, so shrewd. So another word for prudent is being wise, because once you apply the scripture to the best of your ability, you'll be made wise. And the Lord, as the scripture said, the Lord loveth none but him. The Lord loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. You see? So let's go, the same book, different chapter, Sirach 8:9. It says, "Miss not the discourse of the elders." And let's just define our word discourse. Discourse. It says, discourse means written or spoken communication or debate. Discussion, conversation, talk. So, we're not supposed to miss the conversation of the apostles. Whenever they upload their videos on YouTube, we're supposed to watch them. Because also that's how it will be updated with the orders. Apostle Har. Beginning on with Apostle Har, on how we'll be sharp on the orders they give us. And keep us updated with with the news. And of course we got to watch for the news ourselves on our behalf, but they bring out very great points. They can bring out more understanding to the scriptures. So we're not supposed to miss the discourse of the elders. It says, "For they also learn of their fathers." See, so the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, they were taught this truth by High Priest Ariah, High Priest Jaquab, King Mashah. They were taught this truth, and even High Priest Ariah and High Priest Ariah was the son of High Priest Ariah is the son of High Priest Jaquab and King Mashah. They were taught by Elder Abba Bivens, which Elder Abba Bivens was the Elijah the prophet coming back in the reincarnation. So it was a chain of command. Our apostles, Elders of Great Millstone, they were taught by High Priest Jaquab, High Priest Ariah, King Mashah, and then the apostles of Great Millstone taught us, and High Priest Elder Abba Bivens was taught High Priest Jaquab, High Priest Ariah, and King Mashah. Slack it for the slip of the tongue, cat got my tongue. Slack it for that. It says, "For they also learn of their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need requireth." Right? So, and we have learn much understanding, you know, and not just on the scriptures, but about life itself as well. You know, they give us spiritual advice on how to deal with women, and you know, they give us their war stories. You know, for the time they've been serving the Lord in their faith. You see, so let's go to the next precept, Ecclesiastes. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 9. It says, and moreover, because the preacher was wise, which the preacher is Solomon. It says he still taught the people knowledge. Yet he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. So, Solomon, he was teaching Israel knowledge, because he wrote the book of Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, and also Wisdom of Solomon. That's nothing but wisdom that he was teaching to our people, the Israelites. So Isaiah, a couple more precepts. This is book Isaiah 54 and verse 13. And it reads, and all thy children, which children is from the Hebrew word bun, which means sons, says, so and all thy children or all thy sons shall be taught of the Lord Yahweh, and great shall be the peace of thy children, right? So, the sons of Israel, they will be taught by the Lord, through his men. You see, through his prophets. And one last, and that's why we give double honors, because to our apostles, because it's scriptural, and because it's the right thing to do. This is 1 Timothy 5 and 17. It says, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. And right, and begin on with Apostle Hard, they labor. He's been laboring his word and doctrine for I believe it's going on 40 years. So for a very, very long time, man, he patterned his life after, through repentance, through being in his faith, man. Keeping the laws, such commandments to the best of his ability, and going down to the other apostles, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakah, Apostle Ramlab, the bishops, elders of Connecticut, and the rest of the elders to us brothers on down. You see? So the apostles, elders of GMS, they are well worthy of double honor, because their time of service and the faith, man. And they taught us this truth, man. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this truth, So we got to give reverence, and pay homage to those that taught us before and that taught us. And some, the apostles, they've been in the truth more longer than more have been in truth since, but us before we were even born, man. The apostles been in this truth before some of us brothers, before we were born, So man, but yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Just want to make a quick lesson on that. You will be taught this truth. Lord willing, I was edified. And until next time, Shalom.